So tomorrow's an interesting day because 113 was, well, in most countries, they write March 11th, 11/3. We know that One World Trade Tower was opened on 113, 11/3, November 3rd. It's a heavy code. They code that a lot. Again, on 3/11, which most countries write it 11/3, that's when Mr. Big put us on LOCKWODN. And that's tomorrow's date, 1/13. He is going to be in two different places tomorrow. And so that's fascinating, of course. And remember in The Dark Knight Rises, you had, well, how'd I lose it? Right there. You had, they were pointing at a map because in New York, you have an area spelled SANDYHOOK. Well, believe it or not, Trump's birthday to that event that took place, the exact opposite of his birthday, because his birthday is 6/14, the exact opposite of that is December 14. Well, guess how many days old, or guess how old Trump was on that 2012 event on 12/14? Come on, let's click it. He was 66 years, 6 months, even. 666. And then you run that event to tomorrow, 113, and it's 4047 days. And it's also 11 years, 30 days. So you have 11/3 again, coded. 404 is the book of Revelation, the amount of verses. Seven's a number for cleansing. It's all throughout the book of Revelation. If you include both dates, it turns into 4048, of course. And 48 is Donald Trump in full reduction, and 404 is the book of Revelation. It's literally saying book of Revelation, Donald Trump. And it's exactly 133 months for Revelation 13:3, which is the first time deadly wound, but did live, is mentioned. It's mentioned at Revelation 13:3, 13:12, and 13:14. We know the Antichrist has to have come back from a deadly wound. Zechariah 11:17 tells us it's to his right eye. And tomorrow, Mr. Big is 2833. 83 is murder code, so 28337. So you got the 33 along with the 83. 77 years, 6 months, 30 days. If you include both dates, he turns into 77 years, 7 months. 777. He also is 28338 days old. 83 is murder code in Gematria. 38 is murder code in Gematria. They're both present. 28338. You go to the Gematria calculator and key in murder. You got a 79, simple Gematria, a 34, an 8 in full reduction, an 83 in reverse ordinal, a 38 in reverse full reduction, 399 in Jewish Gematria. So it's just a breadcrumb. There's bigger days in this month. there's bigger days in this year. And UFC 300 put a Chinese lady against a Chinese lady for the main event. So they gave you China as a signal. We remember the movie. This is UFC 300 I'm talking about. It's on April 13th. You've heard of the movie 300, which is all about war and fighting. UFC is all about warring and fighting in the octagon. It's as if they're saying war with CHINA, right? Which means he has to go down before then. Of course, the X across America total solar eclipse is on 4/8. The first stripe making the X was the April 21st. The August 21st, 2017 total solar eclipse. And now the second one that's coming through is on April 8th. Believe it or not, that's 2,422 days apart. Well, what's in the middle of that? 1,211 days. That would be the midpoint. Well, believe it or not, on the exact midpoint day, day 1,211, right in the middle of the two total solars that make the X across America, on the exact midpoint day, there was also a total solar eclipse. What are the chances of that? And that's when what's his name in 2020 was awarded. It occurred on the opposite of Trump's birthday, December 14th. Which when you write that out, it's 1,2,1,4. Well, 1,2,1 is Antichrist in simple gematria, and 2,1,4, the rest of it fused together. 1,2,1,4. 2,1,4. The 214th verse of Revelation is Revelation 13:3. Deadly wound, but did live. So it's as if they're trying to code for us that by April 13th, UFC 300, that you're not really going to see the event. It's going to be WAR with China. That's what they're trying to tell you. It's a breadcrumb, but they've been throwing stuff out like this since we've been tracking it. Doesn't mean anything's going to happen tomorrow. But if it did, you heard it here first. This is a hobby. Like Robert Langdon in the Da Vinci Code, just look at clues. And don't forget that Trump is 404.8 weeks old right now in this time frame. 404 again, the book of Revelation. 48 is Donald Trump. So it's like saying Donald Trump, book of Revelation. That's how many weeks old he is. And that's also the amount of days from that event that was coded in the Dark Knight Rises, pointing to a map, because that is an actual area in Lower Manhattan. It's got that name, Sandyhook, and they pointed to it when they were pointing to a map. You could see that. This is a snapshot of it, of the movie. Chief Gordon's finger somewhere to the left or the right of it. And that event was Trump was 66 years, 6 months, even. Is that what we discovered? I can't even remember now. But 4,048 days, as Trump is 4,048 weeks. That's the actual event that took place in 2012 on December 14th to tomorrow. That's Trump's age to tomorrow. One's 4048 days, the other is 4048 weeks, which is Book of Revelation, Donald Trump. Trump tomorrow, if you include both dates, is 77 years, 7 months. Seven's the number for cleansing. The Antichrist job is to cleanse the earth, like Trump said. Somebody had to do it. And he meant it. Somebody did have to be the future Antichrist. Somebody's got to be the Antichrist. Donald Trump, somebody had to do it. And there's his speech. It's hilarious.
Taking on China. I'm taking on China on trade. And you know.
And he's taking on China. That's what he was saying. We were just talking about China, weren't we? Let's turn this up a little bit. Turn it up. I'll pause and find it for you, the exact spot. But it is interesting that he's saying China.
But we're winning on trade. And you do it. So I'm taking on. I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it.
I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it. Somebody had to be not Christ, but the Antichrist. He has to take a deadly wound. It'll be fake. It'll be staged. Because it's a body, it's the twin trumps, the twin towers. Only one of them had a horn on top. The horn is the Antichrist in Daniel 7. Jesus said he would be here in his own name. A trump is a horn is a trump.
So I'm taking on China. I'm taking. Somebody had it. I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it. So I'm taking on China. I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it. So I'm taking on China.
He's taking on China. See, he ends up winning World War III, and everybody thought he was dead. But he's returned from the dead, like Jesus returned from the dead. The anti-Jesus seemingly has returned from the dead. I just drew a blank. What was I going to look up for you? Oh, who could make war with a beast? See, because he's put an end to World War. He's come back. He's returned from the dead and put an end to the carnage that's taking place on the earth. Who can make war with the beast? Who is like unto the beast? Revelation 13. I think it's 13.
According to Bible, King James Version, 4, and they worshiped the dragon which gave power unto the beast, and they worshiped the beast, saying, Who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him? 5, and there was given unto him a mouth speaking great.
Who is able to make war with him? Somebody had to do it. Had to take on China. Who can make war with the beast? Defeats him, doesn't he?
So somebody, somebody had to do it. Somebody had to do it. Had to do it. Somebody had to do it. I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it.
There it is.
I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do
And he
it.
looks up at the sky, doesn't he?
I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it.
God's ordained the end from the beginning. Of course, God's ordained the Antichrist. And you know where it says the beast is thrown into the lake of fire and he burns forever and ever? That's the spirit that is going to overtake his body. The mark of the beast is total human body possession. He will also be possessed. Heisman Trophy. All Heisman is he is man. That's what's spelled out there. And the Heisman Trophy presentation this year to the total solar eclipse is 121 days. 121 is Antichrist and simple gematria, where A is 1, B is 2, C is 3. Everything in their world is codes. So we just like to have fun, like Robert Langdon from the Da Vinci Code, and code stuff. We don't know when their event's going to be, but it's fun to try and figure it out. All right, love you.